G'day guys, welcome to another day on my channel. Today I am using some shifting mica powders that I purchased from Crafts Online, and these things are stunning in real life. Like, the camera does not do justice for these. They're just gorgeous. Now, all I do is I mix up some gum arabic powder, very, very little, and I mix it with water, and then I mix in the mica powder and I set it aside in these little pots, and it dries down to like a hard pancake. Then all I have to do when I want to use it is spritz it with some water, add some water to it, and go for broke. Paint it, do whatever I want with it. Now this particular one that I'm using here, for some reason it's a lot more translucent, and it's not a problem. I just add an extra layer to it. Now I'm going to show you here, when you dry, obviously I haven't put any gesso or anything on this cardstock. You can see how when I turn it over, see how it curls back the other way. That's the secret to helping with some warping that you may end up with. I personally don't have a problem with it, especially when I'm doing full-on mixed media. I expect, this isn't watercolor paper. The cardstock that I'm using is just Poppy Crafts brand, 240 pound cardstock. That's what I'm using. So it's not meant to be, it's not designed to take on lots of water. So the warping is, you know, neither here nor there. But I find if I manipulate the paper a little bit, it's fine. Now I cut it down. As you can see, I wanted to do, I've done a layout like this before, but I wanted to do it specifically because this is actually, these are the colors, I don't know if you remember, but these are the colors of Hannah Montana, right? Everything, I remember my eldest daughter, she was Hannah Montana mental. Like, it was insane. Everything had to be Hannah Montana, and it was hilarious. But when I saw these colors, I thought, you know what? And I was going through my photos, and because, as you know, I don't scrap chronologically, so I was flicking through some different years, and I try and go through different years when I when I print a batch of photos. I try and get some of the kids when they're babies, and then some when they're sort of before they're teenagers, when they're tweens kind of thing, and then some teenage ones, that sort of thing. I try and do that with my photos. And this particular photo popped up, and whenever I take one photo, I always take 6. Now it's all digital and it costs you nothing. So these particular photos, she had a Hannah Montana shirt on, and it was like, I know exactly what I want to do with this. Now, this, as I said, I have done a layout like this before, using different products and using, obviously not using the shifting mica powders, but this turned out so pretty. There is no rhyme nor reason to what I'm doing here. I'm basically creating a very, very simple starburst. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm not measuring in between. I'm not doing any of that. I'm literally just gluing down strips. So it's super, super simple. Anyone can do this, but you could do it for, you know, you could do this kind of layout for maybe a swimming photo, or getting an award. You could do, so your child might be getting an award, you might be getting an award, you might want to just, you could, it doesn't have to be mica powders, it could be colored cardstock, it could be pattern cardstock, it could be all of the above. It depends how super busy you want to make your layout. I apologize, I've got my dog that's come in the room, and she wants to go outside. And Dory, off you go. Taylor will put you out. Yeah, go with Taylor. I'm sorry, this is our little rescue dog. There you go, Dory. Good girl. Yeah, off you go. She wants me to take her. That's hilarious. She comes down every morning. I've got to tell you this, little bit of story time. As I'm only gluing down strips. I don't make you watch all the strips going down because that's very boring. She's our little rescue pup, and she's absolutely adorable. She's one of those dogs that's so ugly they're cute, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, she's adorable, she's got her own unique personality, but she's got into this routine that once I send my husband off to work and he takes the girls to school, I come in here into my craft room, and because I always scrap better in the morning, and I always like to do my voiceovers and stuff in the morning. Anyway, she always waits probably about 10 minutes after the kids have gone to school, and she'll waddle down the hallway, and she'll come in and she'll like tap the floor right next to me, and she wants to go and be let outside. She does it every single day. It's this little thing, and I've taught her when she wants to come back in, she just gives one little it's not a bark, it's like a yap, just one little yap, and then she sits and she waits. And because, you know, sometimes I can get up straight away, sometimes I'm doing a voiceover, and I've taught her just to bark once, one little yap, and then I will come and I will let her back in, because she's so old and she's got really bad arthritis and stuff. So she's at that point of her life where she pretty much sleeps all day. She doesn't do a lot. She's very arthritic, and I'm sure it, you know, we all know what it's like when your dogs get a little bit older. So yeah, she's living her best life. She's living out her days here with us, and she's super cute. She's a beautiful sort of brown silver looking dog. Yeah, she's a gorgeous dog. But her life here is much better than where it was previously. So back to the scrapbooking. Now, as you can see, I don't actually make you watch all of this. I know it looks like it, but I do want to draw your attention. See those strips at the bottom? See how they look a different colour to the ones at the top? It's all the same paper, but it's just the shift that's in the mica powder. It's so cool. Yeah, I absolutely love these. Now, obviously, this is so satisfying to cut these edges off. I love doing this. And then it gives me a nice platform. Then I skipped over a little bit. Now, I cut these thinner black strips. I cut them at about 1/8 of an inch. So they are just going on. I don't go around the whole thing with the black. I just add a few on there so it ties the black in with the black border. Because Taylor's shirt is actually black, but it's got all the pretty Hannah Montana glitter and whatnot on it. So I thought that really worked well for the layout. And as I said, I've done a layout like this before. Probably, I actually went back to try and see if I could find it, and it was about 18 months ago. Can you believe that? If you've seen it, if you know the video I'm talking about, it was like 18 months ago. It's crazy. Sorry about that. Yawning away. I've only had one coffee. I think I need another one. Now, so the reason there's a lot of reasons, but now this is where I'm using up my leftover. Remember I said to you, don't throw out your leftover bits of foil paper. Like, even though you can't get a full strip out of it, this is what you can use it for. When you're doing a title, you just put your glue down and rip off and do your foil. And then, okay, look, I will be honest, I glued all my pieces together, so it was a little bit of a pain to pull it apart. But if you take next time, I will take my letters out. I'll stick them on one of my press and seal sheets, and I'll do it that way. It'll be much easier, but or quicker. I should say, not easier, but quicker. Now, I've just gone over the offset for the title just with black acrylic paint. Just the stuff from Aldi, that's all I used, and it gave me the black. I find I get asked all the time, how can you have inspiration from a white? I've actually had this question 4 times in the last week. So there you go. How do you get inspiration from a white piece of paper? It's not that I get inspiration from a white piece of paper, but I see a white blank or a black blank as so many possibilities. I just feel like it doesn't put me in a predictable, you know, like sometimes when you get a coloured sheet of cardstock paper, you know, you've bought your 12 by 12. Whatever's on that kind of dictates how you're going to use that piece of paper. Sometimes that's how I feel. So that's why I really enjoy just going with the black and the white and decorating it, going to town with the mixed media, going to town with the texture, all that sort of stuff, because it's something that you know is going to be unique to you. It's not going to be something that can be easily duplicated by somebody else. You can do the same process, but even if I did this page again, it wouldn't look exactly the same, even if I used the same products. And that's what I love about using mixed media. It's different. And that's why that's why I go to town with the black and the white. And the black and the white is cheap. So there you go. Now, I don't make you sit, and I do cut some of this out. I put some in and then I cut a heap out because it's a repetitive process. You can see where I just put down these are the rhinestone, I think they're called rhinestones through AliExpress. I bought these ones through ALINA Crafts. I'm not sure what she's got available at the moment, but these are the ones that have a metallic top to them. So they're a colour, but they have that metallic top. And I don't use these ones very often because once I bought the flat back pearls, I actually prefer the look of those on the majority of my layouts. So I don't use these ones as much, but I figured this would be a really good way to use up a heap of them on a layout like this, and it's perfect. It's Hannah Montana. I mean, Miley Cyrus. Does it get any better than that? So yeah, I mean, for a kid, I think Taylor was probably, well, Angela was born, so I know it was, actually, I can have a quick look while I'm saying this to you because I have it on my phone. Now, the year that this was done, I think Taylor was about 10. I'm guessing she was about 10. So, let me have a look in the albums and see if I can detect when it was. There we go. Hannah Montana. I actually ended up printing a few of these photos out. It was the 15th of November 2008. So Angela was definitely born, and she was born in the March of 08. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I really liked it. Let me know if this is something you would like to do. And I was going to tell you, I squirreled on you. Sorry about that. I do that sometimes. The reason I thought about doing a layout that I had already done, it's not exactly Groundhog Day, but there was a heap of layouts that went up. I think I happened to notice it when I was flicking through some YouTube the other day, and there's a Groundhog Day hop that people join in with online, and I just happened to see the Groundhog Day and thought, oh, now I didn't participate in the hop, but the Groundhog Day did give me the thought of, you know what I should do with these photos? I should do that starburst thing that I did. So it's kind of Groundhog Day, but it's not exactly a part of the hop. But I quite enjoy, so what the hop actually is where people use the same layout design, and on the same day every year they do new photos but same layout. And yeah, so that's what it is. That to me is pretty cool. We obviously don't have Groundhog Day here in Australia, so what would we have instead? Platypus Day? No, they did, yeah, a Wombat Day. Wombats and groundhogs, I reckon they're probably pretty close. Wombats, their holes are much bigger than a groundhog, I'm sure, but maybe we could have Wombat Day. For all my Aussies out there, do you reckon we should push for a wombat day? That's our Aussie equivalent, is a wombat. I love wombats. I tell you what, on TikTok I've been following this guy and his daughter. He like does rescue animals. I love that sort of thing. And his little daughter, she's in preschool, I think, or prep. And yeah, she has little wombats. It's so cool. So here's the close-ups for you guys. Sorry about all the story times today. And there you go. Doesn't that look really cool? It's very Hannah Montana, if you ask me. And yeah, so there you go. Don't forget, all the socials are in the description below, along with what I used, and my Buy Me a Coffee link if you would like to support the channel in any way. That would be muchly appreciated. I absolutely love this layout. I've got to say, all the shimmer, shine, glitz and glam. It just screams Dolly Parton to me. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.